On a beautiful island there once lived a king. He proposed to his sweetheart with a lovely big ring. Joyful King Greedy and his new queen Avarice began married life in state of pure bliss. The king, he was lazy and constantly tired. On his frog and waiting wisdom he totally relied, for to ever lift a trotter was not the royal style, so wisdom worked hard, always going the extra mile. King Greedy liked to sleep or eat every hour of the day. Queen Avarice liked to shop, online was the way. While surfing a favourite website, what's hot and what's not, Avarice learnt the newest celebrity accessory was a tot. Appalled that she wasn't up to date with the latest fashion, Avarice hurried to her husband as he devoured his rations.
I want a new baby, they're cute and so now. Can't we just buy one? We haven't enough power.
King Greedy wasn't sure. Weren't babies hard work?
Oh, Greedy, I want one. Stop being a jerk.
Queen Avarice went on and on with much wheedling and whining, and the king, he agreed so he could get back to his dining. So the king, he gave in and arranged to adopt. Queen Avarice smirked happily as she continued to shop. But by the time poor Princess Acumen arrived on castle grounds, the fashion trend had changed again. The cool thing was miniature hounds. Too bored to spend time with a lovely new princess, King Greed and Queen Avarice couldn't have cared less. Her caregiver became the kindly Wisdom the frog, while Queen Avarice moved on to a snobby dressed-up dog.
Wisdom cared very much for the young Acumen. He taught her to tend the garden, to hunt, and to fish. Acumen learnt to draw and became great at heart. She learnt to read, write and count and became very smart.
Most important of all, Frog taught her to be humble and honest. Acumen avoided palace luxury, spending more time in the forest, making friends with birds and planting flowers and crops. Acumen saw no need to depend on online shops. Everything the people needed was right here on this land. Acumen wondered why spendthrift greedy parents didn't understand. So long as what was picked or hunted was regenerated, a peaceful equilibrium remained, people and nature contented. Meanwhile, back in the palace, consuming so much food and spending so much cash began to put tremendous strain on all the palace cash. The scheming king and queen, having summoned their resourceful daughter, demanded she sell food and crops as a dutiful daughter oughta. Poor Acumen did as they said, and the palace coffers grew. Dollar signs began to shine in her parents' eyes of blue. They demanded that she pick more food, gather more fish from the sea. Although the palace had all they needed, profit was the key. A profit can be well and good in the hands of someone wise, but in this case Acumen knew it would be the palace's demise. She bravely refused to help her parents exhaust the kingdom resources, and so to subcontractors the work was swiftly outsourced. Once all the crops had disappeared and the sea dried up of food, trees were cut to sell for wood Acumen's bird friends showed. And did the money made from this go into the kingdom bank? No, it was all eaten, spent. The bank balance once more shrank. As always seems to be the case, good things come to an end. Eventually there was nothing left for the king and queen to spend. Police arrived to arrest the royals for bouncing too many cheques, misusing kingdom funds and turning the land to a wreck. The palace people were in shock. Their land that once had thrived had now become a wasteland. How would they all survive? Princess Acumen and Wisdom the frog were not too far from sight. They quickly returned when hearing of their fellow man's plight. It took some time, but with the team effort and a lot of care, the desolate land and sea restored, it no longer was bare. Nature and humans once again happily coexisted. And what became of the loathsome royals so deservedly arrested? They took several prison classes in accounting and conservation. Their forgiving daughter visited them despite Frog's reservations. Reflecting upon all of their mistakes filled the passing days, and I've heard since they eventually learnt the error of their ways. And what of Wisdom and Acumen, the saviours of the land? Well, Wisdom wisely asked the lovely princess for her hand. They kissed and married and have lived happily ever after since. What? Surely you didn't think that Wisdom would turn into a prince?
The moral of the story is up to you. The messages, they're not that new. Now until we meet again, this movie was brought to you by Room 10.
The end.